I'm excited to be here with you all today. I will not be able to see the chat right now as I don't have two screens. So I will, relay my messages to the team of Oze. Thank you so much for being here today. I'd kindly like to ask everyone to mute themselves when they're coming in, just to make sure that we can all hear the presentation really well. As Winnie just said, my name is Rosemary Dede. I am a holistic business coach. I specialize in working with female entrepreneurs. That doesn't mean that I do not have men that I've worked with or people who fall outside of this description. And so today it's my pleasure to take you through some of the strategies that I've used to help my clients and myself achieve business growth. And so today's session was really focused on effective sales strategies for your business growth and how you can use these to help you grow your business with ease. So without further ado, let's get into the presentation, shall we? So welcome once again, because if you're here, it says a lot about who you are and what you're trying to do for your business. It means that you're ready to get consistent revenue and growth in your business to enjoy the fruits of your labor, because it is 11 a.m. in Ghana right now, or a little past that. And depending on where you're joining us from, you took the time out of your busy schedule to be here with us today. So congrats to you for being here and showing up for yourself. So in the next 60 to 90 minutes, we'll be diving into how you can shift from sporadic sales to steady growth and success in your business so that you can go from overwhelmed entrepreneur to thriving CEO, because thriving means that you're not only just making money, but you're feeling good and satisfied and growing with ease. And that is what we're going to talk about today. So just to make sure that you resonate with the content of what I'm going to be teaching today, maybe you're here because you're tired of doing it all and really not seeing the results that you hoped for in your business. And do it at all means that perhaps you're posting on every social media account, you're networking, you're trying every strategy under the sun that any coach is sharing online. You're going on YouTube, you're Googling, you're asking ChatGPT even, and it's just not working for you. And despite all of the work that you're putting in, you're not getting the consistency in revenue and sales and the feeling of security and growth that you've been yearning for. And so what I want to say is that hustling harder is not what you need to do, because you've been doing that. You're not lazy. Entrepreneurs and business owners pour their heart and soul into their business. And so it's not about you not doing enough, but it's probably about you not doing what you should be doing specifically to help grow your business. And don't worry, that's why I'm here for you today. And as I said, we're going to be deep diving into this, how you can move from the sporadic sales to really growth into your business. And so let's get into what that means. So the 3 steps that we're going to be looking at and the 3 strategies that we'll be deep diving in today is strategy 1, how to maximize your visibility, because let's be honest, if nobody knows about you, they cannot buy from you and you cannot make money. The second strategy we're going to be looking at is how to streamline your sales processes. If buying from you is as complex as walking through a maze, then it's probably not going to lead to a lot of sales either. And then the strategy 3 is how you can structure your business for growth. Because if you're doing everything manually and you're doing everything yourself, it is slowing down your growth process. And so we're going to look at how you can put things in place to help you grow your business with more ease. And so I want you to imagine a few months from now, you're looking at your business and you're not just seeing growth, but you're seeing sustainability and joy. Because as I said earlier, going from that overwhelmed entrepreneur to a thriving CEO, it's not just seeing, good numbers, but it's really about sustainability. How long are you able to keep this up and consistently grow, but also joy and peace, right? And so not too long ago, I was exactly where you are today. And I'm not saying all of you at that specific spot, but I was at that point where I was juggling a family life, my 9 to 5, my businesses, because I have 2 businesses, and also trying to carve out some time for myself and my marriage. And it's like almost impossible trying to do all of these things while following, different strategies and trying to make things work. It was really hard. And I realized that things had to change. And that's when I started to apply specific strategies that worked for me. And these strategies is what I have helped some of my clients with. And I'd like to introduce you to two women that I've worked with. I specifically zone out these two women to teach you how you are probably similar to them and how if they are able to make this change in their business, you can do that too. And so I want you to meet my client, Ama Robin. Ama Robin is an African-American lady who has a podcast called Espresso Talk Today that talks about the effects of racism on our well-being and just in general. So she's a Black empowerment coach. And when I started working with Robin, she was struggling with just showing up online. Remember when I talked about maximizing visibility? That is something she was struggling with. And she was also spending a lot of time working on operational things. Remember what I talked about structuring your business for growth? And so because of these specific struggles, she couldn't take time off without being anxious about how her business was running. Now that she has a clear action plan, she's able to show up and speak to her ICA, so her ideal customer avatar, use the right systems in her business to help her grow her business without burning out. And so if you're a service provider like her, you have a podcast or you have something that you're offering, it is possible for you too. I want you to meet Vivian. Maybe some of you may know her. Vivian is a Ghanaian business owner, and she has an artistic art school and dance school. And when I started working with her, Vivian was struggling to get more signups for her school. She was struggling to attract the right kind of students and parents for her school. She was struggling to have the right system and processes in her business to help her run it smoothly. And in the few months after we started working together, she was able to transform her studio to an academy and to grow her personal brand, create better processes and systems to help her grow her business without overwhelm. Now she can outsource and delegate to her team, knowing that they fully understand the vision behind her business. So these two ladies that I showed you are not the exception. And because when you apply focused strategic action in your business, this is also possible for you, regardless of whether you have a business similar to them, regardless of whether you're a woman or not. And so if you're ready, I'd like us to dive into the strategies that will take you from where you are right now to where you would like to be. So the first strategy we're going to talk about today is maximizing your visibility. As I said earlier on, if you're not showing up online or if you're not visible for your right people at the right place, you're not going to be able to attract consistent sales. And so in this part, I'm going to be focusing on online, but this applies to offline as well, no matter where you are based currently. And so the first step to maximize your visibility online or offline or in general is to identify your ICA or your IC, so your ideal customer and where they hang out. What it means is you want to deep dive into the person that you'd love the most to serve or to help, the person that would benefit the most from your services or products, and just try and break down exactly what their needs, desires, challenges, and behaviors are, purchasing behavior. And so most people, when we tell them to do like a client breakdown and really think about the identifications of their ideal customer, they would say, I help businesses or I help women between 25 and 35 who want to lose weight, blah, blah, blah. So that's very limited. And I want you to go a little bit deeper into maybe you help postpartum mothers in their first year who are trying to lose their baby weight or whatnot, and who live in this area and who struggle with that, who struggle with weight gain before the pregnancy. So you really want to go specific and also target their interests. These are mothers who enjoy going to specific places that you know about, specific bars. They like to shop at specific places. They follow specific people online. So you really want to go deeper into that. I always tell my clients that unless you're able to recognize your ICA, if they were to walk down the street and they speak with you and you're like, oh my God, you're exactly the person I serve. If you cannot do that without someone actually telling you much about them, then you don't know your ICA well enough. And so this is something I really want you to focus on and see how deep you can get. The next step is you want to create a value type of content that resonates with your audience. And so again, as I said, if you're trying to maximize your visibility, you want to be seen by the right people. So you want to show up, but you want to show up to whom? You want to show up to the people, so you need to first understand them. And after you understand them, you need to grab their attention so that they understand that you can help them deal with the issues they're struggling with, the desires they have, and the goals they have. So again, using the example of postpartum mothers who are trying to lose baby weight or whatnot, you know that that's them. So what they're struggling with is the weight. Their desire is to lose weight and to feel healthier, perhaps. Their goal is they want to maybe fit back into specific clothing, or they want to change their wardrobe, but they never feel like certain clothes match them or fit them. And so that is what it is. So the type of content that you would create is to help them build trust with you and help you establish yourself as an expert in that area. You want them to see you as the go-to person that knows their stuff when it comes to specific things. And so if you look at your content today, are people able to say, oh my God, this person is so knowledgeable about at least 1, 2, or 3 topics within a specific umbrella topic? If it's not the case, if someone comes on your platform right now, wherever you show up, and they are not able to tell what is it exactly that you talk about and what is it exactly that you can help them with after just seeing 3 or 2 posts, you need to work on that a little bit further. The next step in order to maximize your visibility is to leverage strategic partnerships and collaboration. What I mean by that is you want to find partners, people, so other businesses that have a similar audience to you, that don't necessarily directly compete with you, but together you can work together to reach a larger audience. So if we're using the same example of a business that targets postpartum women who want to lose baby weight, a similar partner for a person, let's say that person is a health coach, could be a gym, could be food supplements or healthy food, things like that. You see? So they're not competing, however, they're serving the same audience. And so you could collaborate with them either to be an affiliate, you could collaborate with them to do a session. Actually, in practice, this collaboration today of me being here is leveraging strategic partnership and collaboration. So I am a business coach. I'm working together with Oze to host this session. That is a strategic partnership. And so you want to look at your sector, your niche, and what you're currently serving. Are there products, services that you can reach out to, brands that offer certain products or services that are specific for your ideal audience, that your audience would need from them, that you can collaborate together? You can become an affiliate for them, or better, you can work together to create content. Or if you already use their product, you can talk about how their product has helped you, so that your audience will be like, oh, actually, this could be interesting for me too. So just to recap, how to maximize your visibility in order to attract more sales and growth in your business, you really want to be clear on who is it that you serve. And I think people get confused there because they're like, well, I kind of want to serve anybody who has money to afford me, but not every, what they say, not every money is worth having, or something like that. So it's not because someone can afford to pay you or wants to pay you that they're your ideal customer. I know when you're starting off, it feels like, well, I need the money, but believe me, not every customer is your ideal customer and you want to work. Some are a pain in the ass, pardon my French. So you really want to be specific about who you want to serve, or if you're not sure yet, who gets the most benefit from using your services or products. And if you already have customers, look at the best customers, quote unquote. I'm really doing air quotes right now. When I say best, I mean people that you've worked with. So they've bought your products or bought your services and they were amazing. They gave you amazing feedback and you just loved working with them so much. Try and think through what is so special about them. Describe them in detail and see if there's something that you can duplicate. Like, this person is like that. Are there more people like that? And try to attract those people. You want to create high value content, meaning you want to create content that speaks to their needs, their desires, and their goals. Not just stuff that you care about, but things that gets them to say, oh my God, this is so interesting. This is so different. This is exactly what I needed. Then the third thing we talked about is you want to leverage strategic partnerships and collaboration. So you want to collaborate with peers, with industry expert leaders who offer products and services similar and complementary to yours. So I would be curious to know, when it comes to maximizing your visibility, which of the three here do you struggle the most with? And if all, just put all. If one, two, or three, just put the number in the chat. As I said, I'm not able to check it now, but a team can say. And I ask you to do this because it's important for you to know and to self-diagnose to see, okay, when it comes to my visibility currently, and I'm not talking about how many followers you have, how many people on a WhatsApp group you have, but it's really about, how am I able to identify my ideal client? Is it very clear for me? Am I creating high value content currently? And am I leveraging strategic partnership and collaborations already in my business right now? There's no shame in the game. So if you have struggle with all of them, that's why you're here today. That's amazing.
We have two people. Akosia says she struggles with 1. Hartwell struggles with 1 and 3. More responses.
Okay. So keep that, and then mute yourself, guys. So if you have any questions, I will also tackle them at the end of the presentation. So just keep in mind for you where you're at right now.
Yes, please. Richard says all 3. Yes. So that's
okay. Perfect. So strategy number 2, in order to grow your sales and grow your business revenue in general, is to streamline your sales processes. I mentioned in the beginning that if for a client to buy from you, it is so complicated as walking through a maze, then you're not doing a good job. Then it is about, how can we simplify it so that people can buy from you easily? And you would think that that's so obvious, but there's a lot of people that in order to work with them, you have to go through hoops. You have to visit a specific website, you have to click a certain link, then you have to click like 5 different links, or book a call, or talk to so many people before you can actually get the price and the actual thing to buy. And so I want you to look at your current sales process and think about, how easy is it for your customer to get from, I never heard of you, to, oh my God, this brand or this person is amazing, to, please take my money. If the step from who's this person to please take my money is extremely long, you need to look at how you can shorten that journey. And so simplifying means really removing the unnecessary steps that could actually deter people from buying from you. And so another step in, to simplify your process is to implement clear call to actions that are called CTAs in the online space. And so CTAs is, okay, what is it that you want from people? What is it that they have to do? And you'd be surprised, again, to see that a lot of businesses that promote themselves online do not have clear CTAs. So they don't have a clear call to action. So they may say, oh, here's my product, or they just share a picture of their product. Maybe they're wearing it, or maybe, they're using it or whatnot. And they don't share with customers or their potential audience what they can do. So they don't say, contact me for this, click in the link in bio, join my upcoming whatever. You really need to say it. And sometimes it seems obvious, but it's not. So really be clear about what people need to do in order to get that product. Do they need to DM you? Do they need to join your WhatsApp group? Do they need to think about what is it that they need to do, and repeat that incessantly? And then the third step here in the second strategy is to think about how you can use client testimonials and reviews. The reason why I showed you the 2 reviews in the beginning of this presentation was not to toot my own horn, was not to show the details of someone else's business, but it was about demonstrating to you how I use that in my own business. And so I want you to understand that social proof, which is testimonials and reviews, are really going to influence the buying decisions from your client. And so people forget to ask for testimonials and reviews all the time. And so if you don't have a specific process to ask for reviews and testimonials, think about how you can implement that in your business today. Meaning, if someone buys from you, do you have an automatic way to gather their feedback? Do they have a way to share their review with you automatically? And when I say automatically, means you don't have to remember that you have to ask them. And even if you don't have that automatically and you have a small business, and so you're able to manually ask every person, how often do you actually ask? And when I say ask, if you're a product-based business, ask for pictures, ask for before and after, ask for, experience with use. All of this information is amazing, not only for you to enhance your product, but also to help you promote it to a similar audience. Because if someone used it and had this experience, it is very likely that another person will have a similar positive experience with it as well. So find a way to gather that information, but even better, find a way to weave that into your strategy to help people know more about your products. Nowadays, when someone buys something, they look for reviews. I don't know how prevalent that is. It may be in Ghana or in West Africa, but it is a very common thing everywhere else where people, whether it's a hotel, whether it's a restaurant they're trying out, people like to know what someone else's experience was, whether it was good or bad. And so it is important for you to have a way to gather that information, but have a way to share it more, because that is going to build trust and credibility in your brand. So here to recap for this specific part, again, simplifying your sales funnel. It shouldn't be that complicated to work with you. If you're a service-based business and you promote yourself and you meet someone, the next link you should be able to share with someone is a scheduler. I hate to see this, but every time I meet someone and they're like, oh, we should have a chat, whether it's business related, well, most of the time business related, but not necessarily like a transactional thing, but more like a pre-meeting. It is very frustrating to see how many back and forth you need to go through via email, WhatsApp, just to conclude on a day. It would be so much easier to just share a scheduler. And schedulers are free, like Calendly is free, but there are so many other more schedulers. Doodle, there's so many other platforms. So it is important for you, if you're a product-based business, to simplify, but also if you're service-based business, how easy do you make it for someone to be able to just book a call with you? And if they have to go back and forth, when are you available? Can you do this? Oh, sorry, I cannot. It is so annoying. And for me, it is a deterrent for working with you. Implement clear call to action. What is it exactly that you want clients to do? I mean, potential leads. Because if they don't know what to do to buy your product, they're not going to do it. And you really want to spell it out. And then use customer testimonials and reviews. Find a way to gather them, but also share it more consistently in your strategy so people know the good things that you're doing and they can be attracted by it. You would be surprised that someone may not know about you today. They will see a post or something about a product or service that you offer. They read a testimonial and the testimonial hits home because it's exactly what they're going through, and they end up buying from you. They end up working from you. And so they don't have to be following you for many years, many months, blah, 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 in order to buy. Sometimes a good review and a simplified sales funnel can help you do that shortly. Again, when you look at this strategy in your business right now, do you feel like you're implementing these things already? Do you feel like you're doing, you're making it easy for people to work with you? Is your sales funnel simplified? Do you go back and forth with people trying to pick the best date to book you? Are you, going back and forth with people in terms of if they want to buy from you, where they can see the products and how they can pick and choose what to buy? Do you have clear call to actions? And are you using customer testimonials and reviews frequently? 1, 2, or 3. If all, just put all. Again, just share it in the chat. It helps you to kind of self-diagnose and to know where you're at. It helps you to think it through for yourself. I want to move to the third strategy today, which is structuring your business for growth. We talked about maximizing your visibility. We talked about, your sales system and how you can make it grow, but also now how you can structure it in a better way to help you grow without burning out. And one thing that is a game changer that you will feel almost instantly as soon as you apply that in your business is automation. And automation means using technology to handle repetitive tasks without your constant oversight. So this is going to free up your time to focus on more strategic aspects of your business. And we talked about this. I was talking about this with Winnie earlier on in the call before you guys got on. But automation could be using specific tools to send reminders. Could be if you're a service-based business, right? So it's like someone booked something with you, they're supposed to show up for the session, blah, blah, blah. But to make sure that they remember, you have automatic emails going out, you have automatic SMS or WhatsApp messages going out, things like that. You may also have, if you have a product-based business, whether it's an email or again via WhatsApp, letting people know that you have new products, or people can, select, you have a promotion going on automatically. So it's like scheduled already, sends out. You don't now have to sit down and send this manually to everybody. And there are platforms for that. And so some are paid, some are free, but it's really important for you to see, okay, what things are you currently doing manually in your business that could be automated? Using the example of a service-based business, I had a client of mine who is a health coach. And when, someone is interested to work with her, they, sometimes talk in the DMs, they may go over WhatsApp, talk back and forth, but she wasn't using the scheduler. And so she had to manually go back and forth with the people to see, when are you available? When can we do this call? When actually, if on her Instagram, her bio had a link directly to her scheduler, her content could be doing the work. The content could be talking about something, blah, blah, blah. The call to action could be book a call if you're interested, or comment this and I'll contact you to send the link to book a call. And by just doing that thing, that one thing, she was able to get more clients immediately. And so I want you to think about, if you're a service or products-based business, what is it that you do manually that you can start automating to free up your time to focus on more strategic things? And the second way is not only automated, but look at how you're using specific tools and systems in order to help you grow your business. And so when we say tools, if you're a service-based business or even project-based business, there are platforms like Asana, which is our project management platforms, or Trello or Monday.com, or Excel sheets. Could really be basic. It doesn't really matter what you're using, but you're kind of recording your processes. So if you make handmade soaps, you can record your processes from moments all the way to the beginning, purchasing, maybe the flavors, or just even getting the idea of how you do the research to decide on what fragrance new product to kind of add to the collection, to purchasing the items, putting them all together, how you mix them, how you then package it, how you do everything for delivery. So having a clear process written down, filmed, but also written down, and then you keep that makes it so easy for you in order to automate certain parts if it's possible, but also when it comes time to outsource or to get on team members, you're able to just hand them that document and they can really look through and see exactly what the steps are. This leaves chances for less mistakes and, more quality control. And so that is about having certain systems and processes in place. In terms of tools, it's really, again, about looking at your business. What are some of the tools that you can be using to make life easier? In my business, I use a platform called...
Let's take it action.
Okay. In my business, I use Dubsado, and I also use Oze. All of you are here. So sorry, could the admin mute people when they're coming in? When people, I was saying, so I use currently Oze. As you all know, you're here for this workshop.
And I say, go ahead. I just do the normal 2 years.
Hi, Gloria. Please mute yourself. I can't see you. I don't even know if she's listening.
Are we good to go?
Yes, please. Please, Rose, honey, proceed.
Okay. So I was saying tools could be like Oze, if you're doing your bookkeeping manually, if you're keeping your receipts or you're not keeping your receipt, you're writing it down how many sales you're doing per day. Manually, it's important for you to use platforms like Oze. If you haven't downloaded yet, what are you doing before you get off this call? Please download the app so that your bookkeeping, all your finances, your incoming and your expenses could be automated. It could help you to keep track of that. So that is an example of a tool that you can be using if you're a service-based business. Another tool I use, I mentioned, is Dopsado. Dopsado helps me as a client management software. So it doesn't only have a scheduler for me, but it also allows me to send my contract. It also allows me to send my payment reminders. It also allows me to do my project management within the app. So it depends, and depending on your budget, there are different tools out there, but I really want you to start leveraging the best tools to help you for your business. And so the third step in building a business that is growing with you with ease is process optimization and delegation. So we talked about having clear processes. So really having a clear plan of when I have to do this thing. So when the outcome is this, what are the steps that I need to take prior to that in order to arrive to that result? So it could be for this webinar, for this workshop that I'm hosting with Oze today, there are a few steps that go before I do this. And this is not the first time I'm doing a workshop. This won't be the last time. And so for me, a process would be, okay, what comes with it? So it's about picking the topic, maybe agreeing on the topic with the organization, or if I'm hosting it myself, agreeing on the topic based on the need of my audience. That means the task that is done prior is market research. Market research doesn't mean I have to ask strangers, but within my own community, I can assess information that I have. And if I don't have enough information, I can ask my ideal audience, what is it that they're currently struggling with that I could teach on? So that is part of the process, the market research. The next step could be, once that I have the market research, is to finalize the topic, confirm the topic if I'm working with a different organization. The next step would be to create the outline of what is it exactly that I'm going to teach, meaning what do I want to teach and what is the outcome? What is it that I want people to walk away from? I'll create the outline. The next thing would be preparing the slides, right? And then the next thing would be to run through the presentation and see if everything works well, then actually host the presentation. And a lot of people will stop there. They stop after execution. I've done the thing. So if you're a hairdresser, you've done the hair and that's it. That's where you make mistakes. So your processes and your work does not end after delivery. Your work ends after feedback, testimonial, receival, and maybe upselling or downselling or client retention. So it's a loop. It's not like a one line beginning A to B, but it's more like a circle or like an 8. So you start somewhere, but then you continue after you deliver the service. A follow-up would be sending an email or WhatsApp or a message, getting in touch with a person to find out how things went, so you can gather feedback. And again, here the feedback or review or testimonial can then be used to promote the next thing you're going to do. So if you're product-based or, like a hairdresser, as I was saying, after you work with you've done someone's hair, you take a picture, when they go home, maybe you ask them feedback, how's things going? Do you have a picture of how it's looking? If you're a lash technician, you put lashes on, you may take a picture after the day of the thing. You may schedule a next booking with the client that is automated, because every 3 weeks, maybe the client has to do new lashes. So you may send them a message, hey, it's time to book a session with me, or you can book it right away. So there's so many things that you can do to help your business run more smoothly that can make you more money. The number of businesses that leave money on the table because they don't have a retention plan, they don't have a follow-up strategy, is just crazy. So think about how you can make more money by having these things in place. You can make the most money when as they say, when you strike the gold when it's hot, or something, strike the iron when it's hot. That is it, because when the client is still in front of you, when they just bought something, is the best time to sell them something else. So when someone comes to an appointment, the best next thing is to ask them to book the next thing. And preferably they can pay right and then for the next thing, or, they leave a down payment, or if they, depending on your show up rate. Some people may say they come, but then they won't show up. And so that might mess up your schedule. So what you can do is to take a down payment, which is then they can finish the payment when they come the next time. Or there's so many different strategies that you can use, but do that and don't wait for people to come to you. You go to them. So the recap for the third strategy that we talked about is how can you automate repetitive tasks? What are some of the things that you do daily, weekly, monthly, annually in your business that you could just automate? That means you can set a thing in place that reminds you that it has to be done, not only reminds you, but actually gets it done for you. The third thing is how can you implement certain systems and tools in your business so that it helps you to do these repetitive tasks? And then the third point we discussed is how can you optimize your process so that you can delegate? So delegating, if you're bringing on team members, you're not going to be able to do that if for you, it's not even clear how you do certain things. And that's why people say, I hired this person or they're working with me, but they're doing a bad job. They're doing a bad job because you're doing a bad job at explaining what needs to be done properly. And so a lot of things we do as business owners, a lot of the information is in our heads and we expect people to do it the way we told them to. But we don't know that when we told them, there are certain parts of what we told them to do that we did not disclose because for us it was obvious. And that's why having a process and really writing it down and having every single detail written down will be so much helpful to help you get the quality that you want for your service or product. So once again, here, I'd love to know with these points that we discussed, what are some of the things that you're struggling the most with? One, automating your repetitive tasks. So you still find yourself doing a lot of things manually, whether it's following up with people who have to do payments, who have to sign up, who have to come for appointments, whatever. Implementing tools. Are you using any tools or systems at all in your business currently? And if so, how could you take it to another level? If you're using platforms like Oze, the free one, couldn't it be more helpful to maybe get the silver plan? Depending on where your business is at, you really need to look at, okay, where can I invest money so that it can help me grow my business further? I know that taking money out of a business feels like so painful at times, but until you're able to do that, you're not going to grow to the level that you want. There's only so much you can do with free stuff. So at some point, you'd need to pay for things. And so look at some tools that you're using. If you're using some, is there a way to get a better access to it by paying for it? Or could you be looking for other tools to use and system in your business to help you grow? Process optimization. We talked about that, having a clear, detailed plan that you can hand over to other people for them to do for you. And I love platforms like ChatGPT because if you explain what kind of business you're in right now and you give it as much information, it could help you create the process, the whole plan that you can then look over, make changes, and then hand it over to a team member when the time is right. Okay. So to recap the 3 strategies that I shared here today, before we go into our Q&A, I'd love for us to remember step 1 and strategy 1 we talked about is to really maximize your visibility. If people don't know about you, they cannot buy from you. And it's not so much about being on every platform, being on TikTok, being on Instagram, being everywhere. No, it's about finding out who your ideal customer is and where do they hang out. And there are people that may hang out on TikTok, but it's just for entertainment for them. But actually, when they're ready to buy, they spend more time on Instagram. So you really need to understand how your audience uses what platform and what their behavior is on that platform. Strategy number 2, streamlining your sales process. If working with you is like so complicating, how can you make it easier so you become the obvious choice to work with? The third strategy we discussed is how can you structure your business for more growth by using systems, tools, processes to help you automate things so that when the time is right, you can delegate, but if you have a team so that you can have a better quality assurance. So I'd love to know if you're ready to apply the strategies we discussed in today's session. And if you are, here are some action steps that you can take. So the first thing is you want to review your visibility. Look around. Where are you currently present? How do you currently market yourself? And how are you doing? What is, who are the people following you there? What kind of content are you sharing there, and so on and so forth? What is the feedback you're getting from there? Are you leaving call to actions? All of those things. The second thing you want to see is, how is your sales process? So if someone currently gets to know about your brand, your services, or your products, is the next step just like a 1, 2, 3, and they're able to buy and you have money in your account? Or is it such a long process? If it's a long process, how can you simplify things, right? Third step is to assess your business growth. So currently where you are and where you want to be, what is holding you back from getting there? Do you need more hands on deck? Do you need more processes to be able to get more hands on deck? Or do you need to switch team members? Maybe you're just getting cheap labor, but actually it's not cutting it. So you need to maybe, invest in not a assistant, but you need to get like a right hand. So someone with a higher caliber of skills, so that you can sleep more at peace. And so really assess how you're currently structuring your business for growth, and if there are things that you need to do there in order to make changes. So first of all, I'd like to say this is not about an overnight success. If you came here thinking Rose is going to share some strategies with me, I'm going to apply it, and my business is going to skyrocket overnight, it is not going to happen. I hate to disappoint you. It's really about building sustainable steps so that you can have a thriving business that aligns with your life and your goals. And so it's small steps consistently leads to big victories. And so if you're interested to work with me, you can either scan this barcode here. You can DM me the word action to book a free clarity call. And during that clarity call, it's just really me finding out more about your business, where your current struggles are. I know many of you shared in the chat 1, 2, or 3, depending on what the thing was, but it could be that, overall, you're really struggling more with visibility, or overall, you're really struggling more with the sales funnel, or with you're ready to scale, you're ready to grow, but you're not finding the right people, you're not sure what to delegate, and so on and so forth. So if you're interested to learn more about how you can work with me, you can scan the QR code, or you can DM me on Instagram. Action, my handle is at rosemary.dede. And this is showing you how automation is in action, right? So I have a QR code. So I don't have to now send you stuff in the chat because I do not have time. You can literally just take a picture and it will take you where you need to be. I also have a word, action, because I'm using a platform that will automate. When you text me, you're going to get something in return automatically. So I do not have to do that myself. This is showing you how I am doing the things that I'm teaching you in real life. And yeah, I'd love to stay in touch with you. So again, as I said, my handles on social media are the same. That is a tip I will give you. Stop using complicating names. Just use who you are. If you're a personal brand, if you're a service provider, obviously, if you offer businesses, then you may have a brand name. But if you are you, just use your name. It's so much easier for people to find you. So my handles are at Rosemary Dede on LinkedIn and both on Instagram. I'd love it if you could follow me there. My website is here, and I also have a podcast where I interview and share strategies to help female entrepreneurs, or just entrepreneurs in general. And what is exciting is that this week interview will be with the CEO of Oze, the host of this workshop. So it will really be interesting. I'd love to have you all listen and give me your feedback. You can scan this to stay in touch with me and get access to my mailing list, where you get weekly strategies and tips into your email. All right, so let's get into the Q&A. Thank you.
Please, do you have any questions for Rose? Girls, that was such an amazing and very insightful session. I've learned a lot myself. So please, does anyone in the audience have any questions for Rose pertaining to their business, or maybe sales strategies they've tried that they would like some more feedback?
Yes,
Yeah.
I have.
Yes, hi, Maria.
Because the way I am is noisy, but let me shift a little.
Yes, please.
My question is, I've been struggling to structure my business. Yes, I've been really struggling, and I would need to work with somebody to arrange, even to put the items, arrange it in the O's. I initiated the Oze app, but I couldn't now continue. I don't know what happened.
Okay. Okay. So,
So
we'll
I
definitely
have said hi to Rosemary, and I believe that I will really want to work with somebody. I just need to have a phone number.
No problem.
Could you tell us more about your business, please?
Oh, I'm into a lot of things. So I sell clothes, jewelries. I am a distributor with Daraju products. You know, Daraju, they sell soap, detergents. Even Gecko, the people that do Too Clean.
Yeah. So you would say you're like a retailer.
Exactly. Yes. I also do wholesale for people that want to buy in cartons. Yeah.
Okay. So when you say you're struggling with structuring your business, what do you mean exactly? What part of the structure are you struggling with?
Fine. The salespeople you work with, most times they find it difficult recording. Even when they have a book where they will put in their sales record, what they have left every day, you discover that they don't do it at the end of the day. So what do you do? And you don't want to change staff. You don't want to keep changing people. You want to still work with the same people, even though they don't steal, but keeping record is a problem.
Yeah. So my advice would be to go through how they do that when you're there, if it's possible, to see where they struggle. Is it that how to do it is hard for them, or they don't know how to do it properly? So really go through the process to see where the bottlenecks are. And then the second thing is you want to incentivize them. What I mean by them is you want to reward them for doing it. So not, some people would say punish them for not doing it, but I prefer the reward them for doing it. So every time someone does it, they get some kind of reward. I'm not saying necessarily monetary reward. You don't have to pay them something more, but it's about a certain recognition or something extra that makes them feel seen, and, you know, a tap on the shoulder because they did what was required. You're not going to have to do this forever, but in the beginning, if it's not the process that is broken, meaning they don't know what to do, but it's just the motivation of something is holding them back from doing it, maybe it's complicated or whatnot, or they forget, really figure first that out. What is the reason they're not doing it? And then the second thing is try to incentivize them for doing it. I hope that helps.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank you, Marian, for the question. Please, do you have any more questions?
Hello?
Yes, please. Hi, Yakubu.
Yes, madam.
Yes, please.
Good morning.
Morning.
I want to ask madam a question. That what app can I use to document my process? I'm into soap making. So what app can I use to document the process? You mentioned it, but I forget it.
Yeah. So
you say you are using. Okay, I'm hearing.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you for your question, Yakubu. The first thing you can do is just use a piece of paper or Google Docs. So if you just go to a Google document, and when I say a piece of paper, maybe it will be easier in the beginning to just take a piece of paper and a pencil or a pen and write down. And it's great that you're in the soap business because I use that as an example. It's funny. You would start with, okay, what is it that you do first when you create a new product? Whenever you have a new product, what is the exact step? And you really want to write down every single step. I use the example of me hosting this workshop. The first step is maybe getting the idea, doing the market research, blah, blah, blah. So for you, it would be doing the market research, maybe because you're not just creating a soap because you think it's nice, but maybe because you think there's a need. Where did you find out there was a need? So you write all those things down just on a piece of paper. Ideally, you want to have it digitized. So on Google, like a Docs or like Microsoft Word or whatever, so that it's something that's digital and you can give it to someone else. If you write it on a piece of paper and you lose it, that's it. So I'd write you to, I do mine on just Google Doc or Microsoft Word. And I mentioned ChatGPT as a tool to help you. Now, ChatGPT, if you've never used it, then it's going to be very difficult for you to kind of get a hang of that. So the best thing would be have first a piece of paper for yourself to just write it down, and then copy what you have on the list as you're going through it. Then write that down on a Google Doc or Word document so that it's easy. So the next time you're creating a new product or you find yourself doing the exercise, record everything. When I say record, I mean write it down. If for me, my business is digital, so sometimes when I'm making changes on my website, I actually screen record so that, and I speak on the video. I say, now I'm going to this page, blah, blah. I do that not because I don't know what to do, but I do that so that if I ask my assistant or someone later to do it for me, they don't now have to call me and say, how do I do this? I don't know about this tool. They can just watch me do it, and they can hear me say, to do this, you have to click there. And then that video, I put that on the work document. I put the link there. So when I put the task, please update websites every 6 months, whatever, something like that, the link will be directly there. All they need to do is, okay, I have to update this every 6 months. They get a reminder, and then they click on the link, and the link takes them to the video in case they don't know how to do it. So record it on a piece of paper, then digitize it on a Word document or something like that, so that you can save it on your computer somewhere. You can share it with someone. Is that clear?
Ayakubu, you're on mute. If you can. Okay.
Hello. Please,
Yes, hello. Was that clear to you?
Hello.
Yes, we can hear you.
Please, my next question is how to get capital, because I want to start processing this Milo, this creamer things, but getting capital is very difficult for me. So what are the process that I should follow so that I'll get enough capital to start it? Thank
Are
you.
you currently using the app, Oze's app?
Yes, I'm using it.
Okay, I'm sure the team can reach out to you to maybe get some tips there. What I can say is, in order for any person or institution to want to invest in your company or give you money to do it, you need to show how you've been doing financially. So you need to show proof of success, meaning I started this time, this how many sales I get, this how much money I make, this is the cost, this is the income. Unless you're able to showcase that your business is growing well, and even if you're not, necessarily breaking even yet, but you've experienced growth, people are going to be more likely to want to invest with you. So the first step would be, that's my question, how well do you know your numbers and how good is it going? Do you feel like there's a growth? And then the next step, I think the Oze team members can reach out to you of how specifically maybe Oze can help you with that.
Okay, thank you very much.
Welcome.
Thank you, Yakubu. Please, we have Amma too that has a question. Amma, please ask your question.
Hi, everyone.
Hi.
Can you hear me?
Yes.
Yes. So I joined a little bit late, and I don't know if you touched on it, but I'd also like to ask about the point of creating a sales funnel. Could you briefly touch on that, how exactly to go about that? Because I've seen it around sales funnel. I don't really know how exactly to go about it. Thank you.
Okay, so what's your business, Amma?
Okay, so I'm into personalized gift items. I have items that I get personalized, like tote bags, bottles, but then I'm also open to someone coming up with a different product. So I get that and then get it personalized, if it's a name or text or whatever.
So yes, we did touch on that. So you will be able to watch it in the replay, but to touch briefly on it for you, a sales process is basically, how does someone get from never hearing, like they don't know who you are, to please take my money? So from, I don't know who this person is, to, oh, this is interesting. Oh, I love what she does. Oh, let me find out more, to how can I buy from you? And oh my God, I love your products. Everybody should buy it. These are specific steps. Most people don't just go from who are you to please take my money. They need to go through that step. So the steps that someone takes from stranger, complete stranger, I've never heard about what you do, to I love you and everybody should buy from you, which is brand ambassador and loyal customer. Those are specific steps, and that's the sales funnel. And the sales funnel is, how do you in your business channel them so that they go from I don't know who you are to please take my money and I will tell everybody that you're amazing. So that means if you're using social media, if you're using, if you have a website, if you have a blog, if you have anything that you're using to market yourself, how well are you taking people from getting to know you, like you, trust you, and want to work with you for, I'm saying forever because there's a loop, customer retention, people come back and they refer you. So that is basically in a nutshell, your sales funnel. If you have more questions about that, I think I shared my details on the screen previously, but also you could just go to my Instagram at Rosemary Dede. You can DM me and I'm happy to jump on a call with you.
All right, thank you very much.
Welcome.
Thank you, Amma. Please, do we have any more questions? Any more questions? Okay. Hello, Michael. Do you have a question? Okay, so thank you, everyone. I know, Michael, you just came in. We're about to wrap up, so I'll share the recording with you on WhatsApp. Thank you so much for everyone. Please, can everybody just give a round of applause in the emoji form or in the chats for Rose for this amazing, the amazing insights she shared with us, the strategies, maximizing your visibility, streamlining your sales processes, and structuring your business growth. So thank you so much, Rose. We really, really do appreciate this. Please reach out to her, as she said, on Instagram if you need some more help hand-holding with this sales, especially with the sales funnel. I think it's really important, or you need to figure out who your ideal customer is. On the other side too, Oze, we also have a business management tool that helps business streamline their business operations. So from recording your transactions to managing your inventory and having a storefront. So if you're interested, I put the link in the chat. So you can just select the link and then it will take you to your respective store for you to download the app. So thank you so much, Rose, once again. And thank you everyone for joining. If you have any questions, I believe I messaged a couple of you on WhatsApp. So feel free to reach out to me. If you are having trouble reaching Rose, which I don't think you would, just reach out to me and I'll help you with that. All right. So everybody have a wonderful week.
Thank you. God bless you.
Thank you.